knock on the doorbell. Ring doorbell. We need to. What's going on?
Do you live here?
Yeah.
You do?
Papa.
I don't believe that.
What?
I don't believe that.
So what are you doing here?
Rory, come on. Rory, come on.
Hey.
Did someone come here?
Yes, you are seeing this right. This level 99 max stat Karen is knocking on this gentleman's door to accuse him of not living in his home as he pulls up, then runs off like Forrest Gump on speed. It's time for a game of...
Guess what? Racing!
He's black, we all were thinking it, and it's okay for thinking it because it was the obvious. He's black.
So I want to jump on here because my Facebook is public, and for those of you guys who are telling me that I owe a public apology, one, I will not apologize.
You will see later in the video, she will be regretting these words. Let's get into it. So the TLDR is this lady was strolling by her neighborhood and she was walking her kids, and then this big pickup truck pulls up into the driveway. I know, it's getting spooky, right? And instead of going about her day, as a Karen never does, she stays to contest the man pulling into his own driveway to ask why. Why he's pulling into his own driveway. And with a little pushback from the man, which was him replying he lives there, brought this Karen into a scared frenzy because, she just didn't believe him. Because he's black. And I will prove this to you. I have years of dealing with Karens. You can check out my Reacts channel. So we will be breaking down the entire video and her crocodile tear response. Because it's like 15 minutes long, guys. So strap in. We are going to figure out together if this Karen is racist. And that's on Emmett Till. Subscribe to the channel and like the video. Let's just unpack this mess, why don't we?
How's my wife? She got somebody chased her up here, and she had kids.
Who chased her?
She said somebody in a
There was a
silver
guy
truck.
in a gray truck, and he came
So
around the corner,
I don't know if you guys have a
and I was
reading.
in the street, and so I come up, and I just have my kids, and so I'm like gonna pretend that I'm coming home, and so I pull up and I start walking to your back gate, and he stops here and he goes, "Are you looking for someone?" And I said, "Nope," and then he sat here, and I was like, "I need to get in."
Well, that's my husband. That's why he lives here.
Could you imagine the level of entitlement it takes for someone to be on someone else's property and then try to press them for pressing you for trespassing? We could only confirm here that we are most certainly dealing with a Karen.
Yeah. He lives here. So he came in and he said there's a lady screaming. And I'm like, that's...
She got all worried that some.
Somewhat. Come on, finish your sentence, bro. Some big black guy was gonna come and get her. That's what it was.
Scared the crap out of me.
How?
I'm so sorry.
How did he scare you, though?
I just seen her in the driveway and I was like, are you looking for somebody? Because I was pulling up out
And I
home.
saw someone walking in our driveway, too. And I'm like, why is someone walking in our driveway?
Well, I'm
Well,
sorry.
we got it. All right, sorry.
What?
I don't.
She said that someone was following her. So you were walking from there?
You came this way, didn't you?
No, I came down this street right here.
Yeah.
And I was riding slow because I'm looking at our Christmas lights.
Well, you just have to understand my point of view. Being by myself with two kids, I just saw a car coming, and so I was like, oh, it scared me, and so I just pulled up here, and I kept thinking, this could be his house.
So why the hell are you lingering around the man's house? Like, aren't you supposed to be on a walk? Like, Karens always feel the need to play police because they got the department on speed dial. Go about your business, madam.
You didn't say, this is my home. You just said, are you looking? I was like,
I did. When you was on the porch, you asked me, did I live here? I said, yeah.
And you said, no, you don't.
And you said, I don't think you do.
It was obviously you could tell that I was really caught off guard.
Like, I'm pulling in my... It's like I'm pulling in my house. Like, this is not this neighborhood is probably one of the best neighborhoods in Ohio. You don't have to worry about stuff like that.
AKA, don't worry, it's the good blacks that move up to these parts.
Well, I'm very sorry. I really hope that you're not upset with me.
You gaslighting victim card holding serpent.
Come on, baby. Go in the house. Let's go.
You told me that I didn't. You said you didn't think I lived here.
It was
That,
the way that you were talking.
Michelle, get in the car.
I was so caught off guard. I'm so sorry.
Caught off guard by what, madam? The blending of this man's melanin with the night sky? Now, taking this in at face value, she is a small, slender white lady walking at night, albeit in a probably rich, gated neighborhood. But I digress. She is walking with two of her kids, and I can rationalize with her, having a rational fear of being hurt in general. With that being said, you walked yourself into this situation, stayed and then pressed this man, accusing him of not living at this residence when he simply replied with an affirmation of this. This scared you enough to run away, which I'm still trying to figure out why. Are we really going to sit here and act like it's because he's a black man in probably an upper class white neighborhood? Because from my own personal experience, I can tell you this is 100% the case. But we have context. So she has come out with a 15-minute crocodile tear sob story after the internet did their thing and canceled the crap out of her. So we will be going over this, and I will say overall, it's not warranted to go over someone's pockets for a situation like this, but let's roll the crocodile tears.
Says, this is my house. And I said, I don't think that it is. And at that point, the only reason that I said that was because truly the awkward encounter of slowing up behind me, talking to us multiple times. I'm in this frantic state. It's late at night. I got my kids, my two babies. The lady at the door is not answering. There's no other homes that are well established. I mean, there's construction. It's a corner house. I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, I'm on the front porch. This truck literally is halfway up the driveway. And I was like, my radar was like, nope, I don't think that this is your house. And so I said, I don't believe that this is your house. And
Madam, are you the neighborhood watch? See, this is the problem with Karens. Mind your own blood clot business, bro.
so I'm starting to unbuckle Cash, and I grab and I freak. I go, Rory, run. And so I take off the porch and I literally run as fast as I can, screaming at the top of my lung. I'm getting all these messages, I'm so sorry. Screaming at the top of my lung. I've never, ever screamed the way that I screamed. And I'm running through the front yards of everybody, praying that the Ring doorbell would capture us. Finally, to get to a woman's house, I'm bang on the door. And at this point, I'm dialing 911, and I said, can I please come in? And the woman said, yes, come in. And so I'm staying there, I'm talking to the sheriff, and more than anything, I was not looking for him to come to my rescue at this point. My husband was gonna come. I'm in this woman's house, the door is closed, and I told the man, he said, do I need to come out? And I just said, no. I said, I was just calling to let you know that this just happened. My husband's gonna come get me. And he says, he asked me if I want him to come out, and I said no.
A black man driving into his own damn house that he built, may I add, because the brother is a developer. This scared this poor white lady so much that she ran off to the sheriff to do what? See, this is the part that I love, because some people will try to defend this BS until the black man dies. And then it gets glorified on the internet, and then it loses its substance, and then people try to justify the red rum, essentially. Now, no man was red rummed in the situation, and if you don't know what that means, just turn the word around. Red rum, just turn it around. There you go. But we can clearly see the precursors of how those situations occur and the mentality of the individual who initiates it. And this is why I'm making the video, essentially. Karens can be dangerous, with jokes aside, guys.
And so the woman then, I was at her house, she literally asked me and said, she said, I don't know how to ask this. She goes, but was it a black man? Because she goes, it's a black family that lives there. And I said, no, I believe that this is a white man. He was a white man in a truck. A young white man is what I said.
Girl, bye. Now, ladies and gentlemen, understand the undertone of racism here. By her lying about the description, which, come on, she's lying. She essentially is admitting her racial biases. We know she saw a black man clearly from the picture. That's who scared her, right? And to defend herself, she painted a picture of what she believes to be the image of a good, upstanding person that she would not be startled by based on race, right? Which is a young white man. So in reverse, you'd be scared if there was a young black man, right? I'm just making an observation here.
And she said, okay. She goes, because that's a black family that lives there. And I said, no, I don't think that it was a black man. And then when my husband got there, I stood out front, and we're still trying to get the Ring doorbell footage of me talking to my husband. But he asked me again, he said, what house was it? And I said, it was this house right here. And he goes, are you sure it wasn't a black guy? He goes, because that's a black family. And I said, no, I don't believe that it was a black man. And so we get in the car and we go to pick up the stroller. And I've said this a million times, I have never felt the fear that I had even just pulling up in front of the house when John opened the door to get out of the truck. The amount of, I've never went into like fight or flight like that before. And so he gets out of the car and he goes up to the woman's house, and a woman comes out onto the front porch, and she says something along the lines like, did you forget something, or did you leave something? And John laughs and he's like, yes, we did. I'm so sorry. And I get out of the car and I walk up to the woman, and I could not tell her fast enough what had happened. She walks out on the porch, and I jump out of the car, and I said, oh my gosh, yes, there was a man. And John was the one that said, a man was following her, chasing her, following her is what I said. I used the word chasing, following me. And, so she said, I jumped out of the car and I said, I'm so sorry. I said, literally, I was pretending that your house was my house. I was walking up the driveway, and then I was like turning in. I was pretending that it was yours. And she goes, yeah, that was my husband. And so he ends up coming out, and he's like, I told you this was my house. And at that point, I literally started, I said, I'm so sorry. I said, I am so sorry. And I told him, I said, sorry. I said, I'm so sorry. And then, I said, this is your house. That was my words. I said, I'm so sorry. I said, this is your house. I said, I truly kept thinking like, maybe this is his house. Maybe this is his house. And he says, well, I told you this was your house. And I said, you have to understand. I said, I'm so sorry. I said, it was such an awkward encounter. I said, the truck was like starting to slow behind me, and I'm out here with my little girl and my son, and I said, I'm a mom, and it was dark.
And you're dark.
And he said, but I told you that this was my house. He says, I was driving slow because I was looking at my Christmas lights. And once again, I said, I am so sorry. And they truly, they did not take my apology.
No shit.
And that night, I went home. And so if you guys saw on Instagram, I shared the story twice. The only reason that I shared the story is because I was heartbroken, and it was a really scary night. I've always shared everything on Instagram. And so that night, after that whole instance happened, I literally was sitting on the steps, first of all, and John kept trying to talk to me. I kept telling him I was so sorry. And I've never, just the panic. I literally could not come down from this fight or flight. From the time that I was at the woman's house to literally 30 seconds later, telling the woman that I was just followed, to the man stepping out on the front porch and it being his house. It was like all of these different emotions.
You Nimrod, you were not followed. You were trespassing. Look how she plays victim the entire time. It's getting a little annoying. I'd press charges on her, honestly. I think at this point, I'm pretty petty sometimes.
And so I'm sitting at home, literally having this meltdown. And I kept telling John I was so sorry. I felt really stupid. And so on the way home, I forgot to say that the cop was driving around our neighborhood, and I'm getting all these messages. I'm so sorry. The cop was driving around our neighborhood, and I stopped him. We stopped him, and I jumped over, rolled the window down, and I said, I am so sorry. I said, I'm so sorry. I said, it was his house. It was a misunderstanding. I'm so sorry. He was like, it's okay. I'm glad everything's fine. I was like, yes, it's fine. So I ended up, we went home. And that night when I got home, I had tears, and I was making a cup of coffee. And if you guys know me, I put everything on Instagram. I talk all the time.
Oh yeah, of course. You got to make sure you have those crocodile tears ready, right? Before you play victim, a Karen's ultimate weapon.
I think it is a young white man. But she wrote a letter. She was like, I'm happy to speak on your behalf. You absolutely told me that you thought it was a white man. And so we had 2 days in a row, the letter was posted in the mailroom saying that there was a racist profiling, not mentioning our name, but it was in reference to that night. It was taken down 2 times. And then I believe there was an email sent to our...
What do you guys think? Did she mix up this man for a young white male? You know, it's a hard sell for me. I'm personally not buying it. So she spent like freaking 9 minutes ranting about her whole excuse on why she has an insane prejudice towards black men. And we still don't essentially have an apology at this point in time.
And everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
As I said, the internet did their thing, and watch how quickly she changed her tune.
Followed 20 minutes home, and my car was broken into when I was at the store. And when I was a little girl, we had a man banging on our door and helicopters hovering over our home. So, did I overreact? Yeah, maybe a little bit.
A little bit? Lady, your past traumas do not give you the right to violate a person's privacy for your own safety, which sounds insane when you even say it.
But I showed up at the door and I said that I was sorry 2 times. People are going as far as saying they're not genuine apologies, that I'm out to get them for whatever reason that is. I don't know how it could be twisted that way when I literally thought he was a white man.
Oh my gosh, lady, we do not believe you. You saw a plumped black male in a big truck and you got startled. And let's say we give her that. Even though it's prejudice and it's pretty common, brothers, you know what I mean. Let's just say we give her that. You accuse this man of not living in the neighborhood. This is where the racism takes place for me.
So, I knew it wasn't going to stop there, but the Facebook page stuff was deleted. Not me ever asking for any of it to be deleted. I made a public apology to them through the video to a whole Facebook page of almost 500 residents in our neighborhood. And then I posted in the comments multiple times when people were just saying, like, disgusting and just tearing down our family's name. I once again came on and I said, if there's ever an opportunity to reconcile, like, I will. I'm so sorry I could have ever offended you. And so I've absolutely apologized multiple times. It's not been accepted. So now I woke up today and John starts sending me screenshots of people going on all of my social media channels. And I had to make my pages private on one of the videos of us talking about opening our store. There were over 360 comments, some of which absolutely were from our members, but I would say over 300 of them within a 10-minute span were from people coming to absolutely attack us, saying anything and everything you can imagine, from hating on my faith, tying that to, racism and me not being who I say I am, to my family, to be on a lookout, to our business is destroyed, to you can imagine everything that's being said.
Now, I want to say it is 100% going too far to attack someone's livelihood over something like this. Anyone who went out of their way to jeopardize their business should be ashamed. But the public perception that you have given yourself with your actions can have a ripple effect on your business. And that is totally on you.
To our direct messages, to my friends and members being messaged saying that I'm a racist, going as far as saying that I was trying to have a black man killed. That was commented a few times. To people texting me personally, calling me a racist pig. Our direct messages, our other businesses, Crave is being attacked, and every business platform, my Facebook ratings, everything is being attacked right now. So, everybody keeps asking for a public apology, and I wanted to get ahead of it. I don't want to just stay quiet, but I did shut my pages to private. I've explained to my Instagram exactly what I'm explaining to y'all. I absolutely am so sorry that I didn't think more of how they possibly could have felt in the moment and my reaction.
You are absolutely not getting ahead of it. You tried to defend yourself for 10 minutes before this. And after the potential financial hardship due to this, you are now apologizing. Remember in this last clip, guys, she said she isn't apologizing. So I won't say it wasn't genuine. I can't say for certain. But it was also fueled by her fear of business loss. So are you guys accepting the apology?
I'm not trying to play the victim. Very few people have truly said they can't, putting themselves in my shoes, and it does make me angry. It does, if I'm being completely honest, and I'm trying to be so slow to speak.
She plays victim literally within the same sentence of claiming of not doing so. Karens are a different breed.
And I have said multiple times how stupid I felt I even looked at him, like I said, when he came out on the porch. And I said, oh my gosh, this was your house. And I said, I kept thinking to myself, what if this is his house?
Oh my gosh, what a genius discovery. Someone pulling up in their driveway is an indication of it being their house? Eureka.
Thanks, guys. I just sit here and I'm like, man, is there like anything that I could say just to like make people drop it? I just don't think there is. I just think it's just gonna hang there for a minute. Thank you for giving your time to this, everybody. It's not y'all's issue at all. So, I love you. If you guys start messaging me and stuff, the reason I'm not responding is we're supposed to be celebrating John's birthday today. So I'm gonna try really hard to stay away from all of this and be present with the kids because we've not been very present with them. My mind has been super tied up. Okay, that's all. Thanks, everybody.
The internet will forget about it in a week's time, so calm your Karen tears down. Now, in closing, is she a racist? I honestly doubt it. Racism is a very strong title to throw on someone. I believe she has a hard prejudice towards black men, the typical cross the street at night type of energy. You know what I mean. She just let that irrational fear get the best of her. And I did my breakdown during the video, so you guys let me know what you think. Is she a racist or she's just a dumb Karen? Put it in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel and like the video. Take it easy.
I like booty.